Hey guys, it's Rachel from The Little Green Lamb, and today I have a book review on The Lion Game by Sara Shepard, the first book in the Lion Game series. This was a reread for me, but I read it years ago, so I forget a lot of what happened. But this will be a book review plus discussion. The discussion will contain spoilers, but if you have not read this book, I'll give you forewarning because I do not want to spoil it for anybody that wants to read the book. But the first part of this will be spoiler-free, and if you're new to my book reviews or just need a refresher, I rate my books in 5 different categories. Plot, characters, cover, suspense, and overall in terms of read again very soon, 5 out of 5, and not so soon, 1 out of 5. So basically the gist of A Lion Game, I'm just going to look at the sleep because I am always so scared of spoiling these books because, especially series when they all just kind of like fit together unless there's a time lapse. So the gist of this book is basically we have Emma, who's the main character, and she finds out that she has a long lost twin named Sutton. The thing is, Sutton's actually dead, and Emma is expected to fill in and take over Sutton's life, and while doing that, trying to find out what happened to her sister. And throughout the novel, we get to hear a little bit of what Sutton thinks is going on, and what Emma thinks is going on, and it's just really good, and the way that Sutton's voice is merged into it just works out really well with the storyline, but more on that will be later. First off, plot, I give a 5 out of 5. I absolutely love the plot. Very Pretty Little Liars-esque with certain elements. I'm not going to get into that though in case you've not read that series. I really liked how the plot progressed. It progressed at a nice pace. It got you into the story. Sara Shepard really, to me, she knows how to write some good mysteries because her books just, they bring you into a world where it's like you see stuff that's in your world, like magazines are talking about relevant events, and you kind of feel like oriented in your world. And she makes the characters very teen-like, they're very, obviously it's a teen book, but they're very relatable in the plot, what teens get up to, this at least stereotypically, and stuff like that. I just find she's very good at the mystery part and getting you really intrigued in the plot. That's kind of where I was getting at. And yeah, I definitely really like the plot. It moved fast. I mean, it didn't move too fast. It moved at a really, really good pace. It reminded me very much of Pretty Little Liars, which is one of the reasons I really like this series and Sara Shepard's other books, because they do have some undertones of Pretty Little Liars cues. And also, obviously, it's the same writer from Pretty Little Liars, so the writing style is, once again, something that I really enjoy reading. Characters, I give a 5 out of 5 as well. I really like the characters in this book. Now, the characters are very different from what I still consider myself a teenager because, you know, I'm 19. So, when I think of my teenage, when I was, their age, I think they're 17 or 18 in the book, which was a year ago. When I even think of that, I'm because that hasn't been that long, but, even thinking back when I was 16, 17, I never acted this way, and I don't really know anybody who acted in the ways these kids acted, but I'm where are the parents? Seriously. I was, yeah, not anything like these kids, but it's very interesting to read about. Wouldn't want to know these kids. Very interesting to read about. But I really like their personalities, how they came out, and they were, different. Usually you read about a typical teenager, but these teenagers are obsessed with weird things. Well, I'm not going to pass judgment, but it's kind of odd. If you know what they get up to, it's kind of odd. But, you know, to each his own, as long as nobody gets hurt. And yeah, I just really like the characters though. Some characters, they leave kind of a mysterious edge on them, and I'm going to talk about which characters I think have motive and stuff like that. Cover, I give a 5 out of 5 as well. I really like the cover of these series, and it has some finger marks because of where I was holding it. Basically the covers of the series all have two girls, well, I assume it's the same girl, and their faces are like this, and then you fold them out and all the faces line up. If you type on Google The Lion Game by Sara Shepard and you type in, I think, book jackets all lined up, you'll probably see all 6 of the books lined up with their covers like that, and it looks really cool. You can probably search it online. I'm pretty sure I've looked it up online, just do not know the direct keywords, but I'm sure if you typed in something along that variation, you would get it. I just really like the covers. I don't usually like the black and pink combination on anything, clothing, books, anything, but I really like it here because I think because of the tones of blue, it makes it a little bit better. And it's not a hot, well, I wouldn't say it's a hot pink. It's just a lighter, it's a mix between a subdued pink and a hot pink. And I just really like the cover. And on the inside, it just says The Lion Game, right there. And I really like this usually the new, hardbacks, at least the ones that have darker outsides, at least usually the black ones, whenever I touch them now, I get ink on my hands. I don't know if it's something new they're printing with, but somebody else said they had that happen to them too, but these ones don't, so it must be something new they're doing, because I don't have any ink splot, well, not ink, but like I was getting like little marks all over the inside of my hands, so it was kind of weird. And suspense, I give a 5 out of 5. I really want to know what happened. This month has been very hectic for me, but I've been pushing aside everything, well, not everything, but like, I've been pushing aside schoolwork, but everything else besides schoolwork, I've been pushing it aside to figure out what's going to happen. And overall, I get the book a 5 out of 5. I definitely regret not keeping up with the series when I was originally out. It was just that I think the first book came out the same year the Pretty Little Liars series was relaunched and came back, so I kind of left this series for a while, but I really like it, and I definitely reread it again soon because it's a short read and a really Now we're going to move to the spoiler discussion, so if you have not read The Lion Game, do not watch any farther if you don't want to see any spoilers. So, spoiler section starting now. So I have 5 points to talk about. I didn't really write anything down when I was reading because I forgot. Same goes for the second book. But I wrote down 5 critical points that I did like to discuss. The third book, now I'm going to start writing down stuff. It's just because I've read these already that I kind of, like as I was reading, I kind of remembered certain things. So I was like to write it down and being like, oh my gosh, this person is the killer. And then I know like in the second book it's proven, like for example, that they're not. Something like that. So anyway, number 1, my biggest suspect is actually Ethan. Reason being is, he is everywhere. And also, the thing I find really suspicious about him, I haven't finished the series, so don't put any spoilers in the bottom, like unlike Pretty Little Liars where I'm all caught up. But I feel like Ethan is the killer, and I might be wrong, and if you read the book and you're watching this, you might be laughing at me, but honestly, he is everywhere. And the thing I don't get is, yes, she came and talked to him on his party night, but if I was in Ethan's position and somebody who was rude to me, because I've had people rude to me, and no stranger to bullying here because there are some mean people, and if one of them came up to me one night and started acting nice, I'd immediately start, like, I would back off. I'd be like, what are you doing? Like, you are not nice to me. You're always mean. What's going on? Maybe somebody spiked your drink or something. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, what? And then, like, even hang out with her more. Like, she's acting nice, but it's like, you know this person's not very nice. Like, I just don't get, like, I don't mean, like, be cold to her, but, like, he's acting very over-friendly. And yes, he finds out that she is Emma and not Sutton, but still, you were around all the time when you thought she was Sutton, and you thought something was up, but you didn't know for sure. I'm very confused at his motive. He's everywhere, and he's a little bit creepy to me. Maybe he's a nice guy. Very suspicious of him. I feel really bad for Emma because I'm looking down at my notebook if I'm looking down. Emma's the biggest motive in the eyes of the law for her sister's murder, which I found very shocking because I never thought of that, because I'm like, Emma, just go to the police and tell them, but that makes so much sense, and a jury would not see it any other way. Yeah, it was really her friends and her, like, that's just crazy. Like, they're obsessed with death. Well, not really obsessed, but they're obsessed with pranking each other, and their pranks go extreme. Like, it's no, water bucket over the door when the door opens, like that prank. These are like crazy pranks. They scare me. Like if I was friends with these people, I'd be like, I'm out. Call me a loser, call me a loner, just get me out of this friend circle. Yeah, they're kind of crazy, but they're very intriguing to read about, but really crazy, and I would not go near those people. I'd be like, no, I'll be fine just reading my books by myself. I don't want to do pranks where I have to, like, so I find Nisha to be a red herring. I feel like she's just being thrown in there so we think it's Nisha, but I don't think it's actually going to be Nisha. And lastly, I feel bad about Emma not getting to meet Sutton. That must be really upsetting, not getting to meet your own sister. Like, that's just upsetting, and I feel really bad for Emma in that case, and I hope Emma finds out who the killer is, because, you know, there's no guarantees in life, or in books, for that matter. Hello, Allegiant. But, anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This has been my book review on The Lion Game by Sara Shepard, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.